Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm back today to show you this pretty Believe in the Magic Christmas card. So let's get started. I have a piece of basic black, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. I did score it at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of the Sweetest Christmas DSP. Now this DSP is part of the Candy Cane suite. That's the other side. But obviously you can use it for whatever card you want because the colors are very versatile. So this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And we'll just start and put that right on since we don't need to do anything else to it. Just center that on like that. All right, then I have a piece here of the red and white glimmer paper. Now this paper is comes in white and red, and it comes, I think there's 8, let's see, 8 in the pack, so you get 4 of each color, and they're 6 by 6. So this piece I cut at 4 1/4 by 3 inches, and then I have a piece of basic black here. This is cut at 4 1/8 by 2 7/8, and I did already run it through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine with this really pretty whimsical woodland embossing folder. So we're just going to put these two things together. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Don't want to put the glitter on top of the basic black. All right, and we're just going to center that on. And then I'm going to put that right on here to get this out of the way while we work on our other pieces. All right, that's going to get centered. All right, so the stamp set we're using is Jingle 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 out of the July to December 2022 catalog, or holiday catalog as I like to call it. And these are really pretty. You have an outline, and then you can stamp inside of it with this detailing. We're not going to stamp inside today, but excuse me, but it works out really prettily when you do that. Let me see if I have one here that I did, and that you can see you can use 2 different colors, and it comes out really pretty. All right, so anyways, let's get back to this. We're going to use a piece excuse me, of basic white, and this is cut at 3 5/8 by 1 inch, and we're going to use some Versamark and the black embossing powder. So we're just going to ink it up. Actually, let me get a piece of scrap here. I'm just going to use my embossing buddy quickly. All right, let me just re-ink that a little bit. All right, so we're just going to stamp. Sorry if my head got in the way. Sometimes it's hard to see from the angle. There we go. Let me just cover this. I had a big mess with embossing powder last night. I stuck my thumb right in it and it tipped. And it had to be black because that just seems worse than the other colors, but we got it cleaned up. All right, there we go. It looks good coverage-wise. And then let me just close that before I have another accident. And let's brush this extra away, and then I'm just going to blow on this a little bit to get some of these extra. Black is hard sometimes because it does smear a little bit when you pull it off, but that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to bring up my heat tool and heat this up. All right, so what we're going to do is, forgot to grab it out, so I'm just going to grab out my Real Red Stamping Blend in the dark. And we're just going to color this in. Now, sometimes coloring inside the lines and letters is hard for me, but when you emboss, you kind of have a ridge there, so it makes it a little bit easier to stay in the line. And this is just going to take a quick minute. And like I showed you before, if you didn't want to do this step, I could have used Real Red with the other detailing piece to go inside the letters, but I just wanted it solid for this card. Oops, and there I messed up just a little bit. I'm trying to rush so you don't have to just sit and watch me color. I should have done one before. I didn't think of that. All right. A little more than halfway done. I'd be interested to know if you guys are working on Christmas cards already or if it's too early for you. For me, as soon as I get the new stamp sets and dies, that's what I work on. I love it. It's my favorite season of the whole year, my favorite stamp set, so I tend to start early. But I guess the earlier you start, the less rushed you are during the season, so that's good. All right, last letter here. All right, there we go. So that's all there is to it with that. Then we have the In the Magic we need to stamp. So let me grab out my Real Red ink pad. I've got it right here. This piece, let me see, this is cut at 3 inches by 1/2 inch. Let's see if I can get it on the first try. If not, I cut a second one. So sometimes I get it right. Let's see, it might be a little low. No, that works. That works. Okay. So then what I did is I took some of this really pretty mini ruffled ribbon in Real Red, and I just kind of, a lot of times I'll loop it around my fingers and then pinch it off, but this is a little bit harder to do that with because it's so thick. So I just did it with some glue dots. So I just stuck one down. There we go. That's a little bit better. And then I'm going to leave a tail out. And then I'm going to put another glue dot on top of that and just kind of twist it the way I want it to look. And then we're going to come back and twist it again. Another glue dot. This is a really thick ribbon, but that's all right. And then I think, let's see, how do I want that to look? It's moving all over on me. We'll do it this way. And then you're just going to trim off the excess so you get a little tail on. Oh, those aren't my ribbon scissors. You can tell right away. These are the ribbon scissors. All right, there we go. If you don't have a pair of scissors just designated for ribbons, I highly recommend it because they just stay so nice and sharp and you never have to worry about cutting your ribbon. All right, let's see, that looks good. All right, so then we're gonna put on some dimensionals to pop it up here because it's pretty bulky with that ribbon. Okay, so we're just gonna stick it right here, press it down, and then we're also gonna use some dimensionals on our In the Magic. Okay, and I'm going to offset this just a little bit. Let's see, I want to make sure I have the Believe in there. It comes off just a little bit like that. And then just to finish it off, I have some of these really pretty red rhinestone basic jewels. And we're just going to pop a few on here. Let's see if I can put one here. We'll do one here. And then up here. And that is all there is to it. So here's the one we made. Here's our original back. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time and watching. If you have any questions, just leave them down below, and all of my social links are down below as well. Thanks so much.